Yeah.
So happy New Year, everyone. Welcome to this year's first roundtable session. Those of you guys who are new or those of you guys who are checking us out on the recording later, this is our session where we get to discuss things that are happening in the industry, any goals, any things we want to see from each other as a community, and anything we just want to make people aware of. So to start off, my name is Elaine Truesdale. I am the executive director for the Association of Natural Hair Care Professionals, and I am super glad to be here at the beginning, the beginning of this year. Glad to see 2025. Say goodbye to 2024 and keep it moving. So, far as ANHC Pro is concerned, the biggest thing that's new with us are our clubs. We have several of our club chairs here on the line with us. Jeanette, who we're going to be meeting with today at 12:30, is our Rising Stars chair, and that is our mentorship program. And she's running a 12-month series of education so that people can um, get the advice that some of the veterans in the industry wish they had on how to run their business, whether they're an employee or whether they are a suite owner, however they're doing business in the industry. Jeanette is here to help us with. Jeanette is here to help us with just the proper way to conduct business. And those of you guys who are veterans in the industry, I encourage you guys to join because that's also a space where we can pair people up and have mentorship going on and kind of follow a guideline throughout the year that Gigi's put together. Welcome, Kimona. How are you? You're still muted.
Hey, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Glad to see you.
You too.
Yes. So we were just talking about some of the things that are new. The clubs are the big thing that I was focused on. I was talking about our Rising Stars Club. We also have um, area clubs, so local clubs. So we have our Atlanta club, and this year our Atlanta club chair is going to be Renee Hall, and she is going to be helping us put together some local initiatives here in the Atlanta area. And we are also partnered with the Atlanta Black Chambers. So the Atlanta Black Chambers has kicked off their beauty initiative, which is headed by Morale O'Kane, who's been a member of NHC Pro for some time now. And so Renee and Morale are going to really work together to make sure that we have some things that we can enjoy here locally in Atlanta. So be on the lookout for that. Then we have Miss Davis, who's here with us, but she's feeling a bit under the weather, so she's not on. She's mostly listening and in chat. But she is our chair for really for the Midwest, but specifically Cincinnati. So we got some local initiatives there that we're
Professional
doing.
stylist organization I'm a part of.
Hey, Jamila, we hear you.
Hi.
Hi. So yeah, so Nisa is the chair for that. Then Nicole, Ms. Favors, she is our chair for um West Midtown. Not West Midtown, sorry.
Northwest.
Thank you. I'm trying to point to it, right? You see me pointing.
It's okay.
So in the Atlanta area, we have such a large, since we're based in Atlanta, we have a large group in Atlanta. So um, she's going to conduct, she's our chair for Northwest Metro Atlanta. So that's going to include all the way up to like Bartow County, your Kennesaw, your Alpharetta, that
Ackworth.
area. Ackworth, thank you.
Mhm.
Ackworth, that area. And Nicole has a very nice salon, and she's going to be doing some events there as well. And so we're excited about that. And we are planning right now a career day at her salon. So we'll be doing helping people with resumes, get some salons in the area who are recruiting to set up there. And so we're very excited about that. Those are the chairs. Those are the chairs that are on with us now. We do have a few other clubs. We have a trichology club. We have a lots club, and the lots club is headed by Rosalie Mathu. So she's the chair of our lots club. She is a former Sister Lots trainer, and she was their top trainer while she was there at Sister Lots internationally. And she has her own system now, and she has been running mentorship programs for at least the last 5 years. I want to say 10, but I don't want to exaggerate. But it's been it's been a minute. So she's an excellent chair for that. And again, we want people who are both um, interested in growing in that space and those who are also veterans in that space, so that we can help each other in those areas. So all of our clubs are peer to peer, so they are for those people who have similar interests or live in similar areas to be able to dive deeper into those things that are important to them. Any questions on our clubs? I'm not going to go through everything that's new this year. We do have new partners this year as well, but we'll get more into that as we kick off our webinar series. And our webinar series will start not next week, the week after next. And then moving forward from there, it'll be every first and third Monday. And we're going to, and all of our partners will be conducting those as well. So in addition to our partnership with the Black Chambers, we also have partnerships with other groups, both across the country. And speaking of partnerships, we have Mr. Baker on the line. I see he's double tasking, double whatever. My words aren't working today. Multitasking. Multitasking is the word I was looking for. But he is the head of the Male Cosmetology Association, and we're continuing our partnership with them. This year, we will be doing our 5th Sunday, and locations to be determined. So we're still working on which location. And then we also will do Friendsgiving. We have Friendsgiving, the first Friendsgiving last year, which was amazing. We actually held it at Paul Mitchell, the school, Atlanta. It was catered, and we had a lot of donations that were given to it's called Home. What is it called?
Status Home.
Status Home. Thank you. To Status Home. And we're going to be working with them to do some things here locally in the Atlanta area as well, as far as they help people moving back into housing. And so we're going to do a few activities with them where we help with hair, like we'll volunteer and provide services to some of their residents. So we're excited about that as well.
Yes. So thank you, Elaine, for the collaboration that we have successfully did for this year. And we did have 5th Sunday brunches at Boxcar in the West End area. And some of you online may have come, but thank you if you have. And thank you in advance if you come this year. And we won't have as many because there's not as many 5th Sundays. And some of them pair with holidays like Christmas and New Year's or Thanksgiving. So we don't have them in those months. And Status Home, they are an organization that helps individuals get into housing that have a lived HIV experience. So with the Male Cosmetologists Association, which is the association for the licensed male cosmetologists and barber stylists, I work in HIV prevention as well. So I'm just pairing your preventative sexual health with the hair industry, and to have an event where it should be a part of the conversation. Just like examining the scalp, some of those things should be a part of the conversation that you have with your clients to make sure they are sexually protected. So that's something that I'm an advocate for, and that actually I do every day, and that's what I'm doing right now. And that's what I want to see happen with the MCA for this year, along with our community service thing, as far as giving back coat drives, Friendsgiving, donations, makeovers, haircuts, things of that nature, and our conference. So thank you, Elaine. She is a backbone for me that people don't know about. And I think I'm always taking her out to dinner and I ain't did it yet. Okay, I'll be
I
quiet now.
appreciate you. So yeah, so those are some of the things that are going on with the association. I definitely want to hear from you guys about what you have going on this year. In fact, Jeanette, if you could tell us just a little bit about your plans with not only with your businesses outside of the association, but also with our Rising Stars, that would be amazing.
Hi, she mentioned my name is Jeanette Nin. I started as a braider when I was 16 and transitioned as an apprentice in a hair salon and got my cosmetology license. And I've been in the industry for about 25 years now. So, from working as a commission stylist myself, and then as a booth renter, and then going to my home and opening a salon, switching from salon to salon. So, and then finally purchasing my building. So, I wanted to share my experience with younger stylists, things I wish I would have known then that I know now that, younger stylists don't have to make the mistake. And if you're a stylist who got in the industry late and, not young in age, but young in the industry, and would like to learn how to not make some mistake that I've made, learn how to financially understanding your book and set you to be on a better path to grow and get loan funds from, to grow into your business, and how to increase your clientele, how to retain your clientele. So those are kind of the things that I wanted to focus on this year in the Rise Star program. And I also have my website, JeanetteNin.com, where if you're looking for one-on-one mentorship as well, or learning different skill sets when it comes to hair, braids, locks, or anything, I do offer that as well. And
Wonderful. And you said you have a salon here. Am I correct in saying you also have a salon on the
oh,
Ivory Coast?
yes, I'm originally from
Just something small. No big deal.
So I'm originally from Ivory Coast, so I do speak French and as well. So I partnered with my sister to open a salon back home, which is a small salon. So yeah, we do make some of the oils. I do make oil shea butter for the client hair, and I do partner with some chemists back home to make some of the product that they use as well, which is Ivory Coast, West Africa.
Wonderful.
No
I know
problem.
you guys like to get on here and be modest. Even when it sounds like you're saying you do a lot, I'm like, nah, you do more than that.
No problem.
Speaking of people doing a lot, I want to let Kimona introduce herself. Uh-huh. And you able to turn your mic on?
Hey everybody, I'm Kimona. Hey, hey Howard, I'm the owner of Rock Pro Natural Hair Designs. It's located in McDonough, Georgia. We've been in operation at that location since 2016. And I started off in my home. It was a home-based salon, and before we moved to there. I recently just got my trichology certification. Yes. So, but yeah, been doing this, been in the industry for well over 30 years now. So, just still trying to grow and get better and, learn from you all, great people.
Awesome. And how many stylists do you have currently?
Usually my rotation is in somewhere in between 11 and 13. Yeah.
Again, nothing, no big deal. But I think you and Jeanette would be a really good pair because you all both done in-salon training. And I think you guys will probably have some things where you can help each other as well.
Great.
I think that would be amazing. And then the things that she's teaching, she's done with her staff, so that maybe some things that your staff may be interested in getting in on. Yeah.
Absolutely. Jeanette, I look forward to working with you.
Definitely, likewise.
Yeah.
Awesome. Oh, I see a familiar name that I hadn't seen in a while. Miss Kelly, are you able to speak? Akia? If not, you can just type in chat. I know some of you guys are actually working while this is going on. But I am glad to see you. And I have been following you on social media, and your growth has been amazing since the last time I talked to you, and the things that you're doing, I'm really, really excited about. So hopefully we'll be able to work with you, and you'll be able to share some of your insights with us as well. And Miss Favors, I know I already told them a little bit about you being a chair. Can you share a little bit about your salon? And oh, guys, if you all have a salon and you're hiring, shout that out as well, or put that in the chat, because we want to make sure that we capture. And I know Jeanette is hiring, and we're gonna have her job posting up by the end of
Yes.
the day. Yes, go ahead, Miss Favors.
I was hiring as well. I think I put that on your website. My name is Nicole Favors. I am in the Northwest region of Georgia. I'm in the Cartersville area, but I've been probably part of Cobb County the majority of my career. This is going on my 33rd year. I own a salon, and I've been back in the Cartersville area since 2019. I've expanded, hoping to do some training and offer master haircutting courses. I do or have started a mentoring program with some of the students from Empire, and we meet up usually about once a month when we can. I am also a certified trichologist as of going on 3 years ago. And so that's a new venture for me to try to, if I could separate and keep the two separate and just really service people from a holistic standpoint with health and wellness, that's my future goal. But my specialty is master cutting. I do offer natural hairstyles. I've had some training, and actually, thanks to Miss Elaine, I've been introduced to like Design Essentials. They had their own natural hair training courses. So throughout the years, I have adapted a love for natural hair. I just don't offer locks or braids. That's not my specialty. But because in the industry, I've noticed a lot of almost 50% of my clients have gone natural. I had no choice but to switch over my training. I don't consider myself a quote unquote natural stylist, but I do offer the services. But master cuttery is my specialty. So I've known Miss Elaine, oh my gosh, over 10 years now, but she's introduced me to some wonderful people. I've met some of you, not all of you. But I am also in the midst of promoting my own products that I've designed, natural hair growth oil, as well as a herbal tea. So that's where I am currently.
So do you wholesale your products?
I can. I have not been asked to, but yes, I can. And I'm in the process, you and I've talked about that, getting into the marketing and getting it online to sell and promote. I've done very little promoting, but I just wanted to make sure that the product was ready for the market. So we're ready.
Okay.
Yes.
One of my colleagues calls it research and development in plain sight. You have your product out in the marketplace and you're still tweaking and working on it. Absolutely. Miss Wright, welcome.
Hello, hello. Happy New Year. How's everybody?
Good. Happy New Year.
Yeah,
Mickey
probably
Wright,
being late.
no problem. But Mickey is one of our partners this year, so she will be part of our series, our webinar series, and she's got a lot of amazing things going on, and I just want her to share those things with us.
Well, hi, Howard. It's like I see so many faces, so excited to be here. As she said, my name is Mickey Wright. I have been with beautysuperstars.com. It's like I'm actually adding, I guess you could say, an additional brand with Mickey Wright Business Solutions. And I'm a six-figure mentor, and I help hairstylists basically increase their income and leverage their expertise. And so I'm excited about this year because I am just making everything much closer and tighter. And I also see some things, it's like I offer, like really the tools, the training, the support for people to reach their six-figure goals and beyond. And within the industry, I see a lot of challenges, I guess you could say, within the professional beauty industry. And I'm really feeling committed to make some different changes within what I do and how I offer it, and working with bigger organizations, corporations, manufacturers to be able to put some of this or make available more of the education and the training that's needed on the business side for people to really succeed in this industry and to really do it in a professional way. So there's lots more, but I guess that's a good place to start.
Absolutely. And like many of the people we partner with, Mickey has been very successful with a lot of our members in the past and currently. So we like to have partnerships that are already tested and proven among our membership, and so that we know when we're partnering moving forward, when we're bringing it to our whole membership, that is something that's going to be worthwhile. So definitely look out for some announcements coming from Mickey Wright Business Solutions from us.
Thank you.
You are welcome.
And we just a little added, it's like we kick off the next segment of our six-figure mastermind. The six-figure breakthrough mastermind starts tonight. So I'm excited about this this
Okay,
whole new year. So
awesome. So people who are, because I know you kind of do things in a series, can people sign up for that still, or how does that work?
yes, yeah, it is open. It's like it was actually, the mastermind was actually like a download from God for me. And so it laid out 12 months of material and topics and quarterly themes, and everything was just kind of like handed to me like, this is what we do. But it's like, I tweak and everything as we go along. So it's really for anyone who is, either where they want to be, but they know that they've been kind of winging it, and there's a lot of missing pieces that aren't quite in place that could allow them to really soar. Or they are busy and really want to get less busy and more effective. And so, it is a commitment, and you can start at any time. And we actually kind of start you where you are, but there's community, which is such a beautiful thing. And there's tools, there's training. We meet 3 times a month. The first two, we basically work on implementation and what are the obstacles that are in your way. And the last, we have a guest expert on whatever our topic is. And I'm excited to say that this month's guest expert will be Elaine Truesdale. Because we are working on organizing, planning, kind of getting out of overwhelm into organizing the whole planning and really getting things ready to create that serious momentum. And the people who've already been in it, they are already on fire. But this is just next level. We keep peeling the onion back and making the businesses stronger and the personal development piece stronger as well. So
Beautiful, beautiful. If
yeah,
you could drop that link in the chat, that would be great.
sure.
Hmm. And Miss Haven, how are you this new year? Thought you were gonna get away, huh?
What? I, I should have guessed you pick on me next. No, no. First of all, Happy New Year to everyone. It's good to see
Happy New
everyone
Year.
still
Happy New Year.
standing. Everybody didn't make it, so it's a blessing. Okay, let's see. What do I have going on? Well, we let everybody kind of like know how we handling new product development. Well, Haven Research Center. I'm sorry. We handle it differently. We do it in if you're already working with a product, etc. We work with you from that standpoint and show you how to take that recipe and move it into a formula. And some people say, why you need that? Because the rules are getting a little harder now. They have something called the MOCRA Act of 2022, and that's what it means, the Modernization Act. It may not apply to some of the small people right now, but it's going to develop into that. In essence, they want to know what you're making, if you're making something, and where you're making it, and is it traceable? So even the product that you buy, they want to know, is it traceable? So that means you have to push on the manufacturers that you're buying it from and making sure that they are in compliance itself. So we're looking into that. We're looking at our manufacturing operations software. We sent out an email to several people, and some people respond, Gigi, we got it. Saying that they will be interested in doing this trial. And what it is, it's a software. It's like a CRM, customer relationship modular type system. In other words, it's saying that if you're doing assembly of a product, then you know where you get it from. Because even though we have DIY people out here, and I have nothing against Amazon, nothing against DIY, it's just that you need to know where you get your product from, and is it in compliance. Well, all shea butters are not the same as like all mango butters are not the same, all olive oils are not the same. So you need to be in compliance with that. So that's what we're making sure that even though you may say, well, I'm not a big company, do it now. Learn your ABCs before you can read, learn your math before you can do algebra, learn it now. And then it become a flow when you become that multi six figure, what you said, Mickey? Six figure owner. And then also we selling some packaging, some items that you may want to buy, like Alma jars, and you don't have to be buy a large quantity. So I think that's it. Is that it, Miss Elaine? I always
So,
have respect for my elders.
uh, yeah, I mean, yeah. So you're doing consulting as
Yeah.
always. And like you said, your ideal client is a client that is already has an existing product.
Yes.
You're helping them with their efficiencies, helping them with their getting their raw ingredients, and helping them with that on that level, and also with safety. So,
Yeah. Yeah,
and
because
then
everybody think that just because someone's selling you a product they got out of their yard, like a herb or whatever, if they don't have a certificate analysis, or they're not a legit company, what are they standing by? Because what's that? Elderberry is the same thing as that hemlock tree. They look alike, the plant.
mm,
So you want hemlock, where you don't want to go there. So you want to make sure that where you're buying it from, and sometimes you have to press these people. Because I did it when I was with a major company, and this is years ago. Nobody wanted to send us a C of A, and I'm happy the owner of the company stood with me and saying that we're not buying any raw material unless it gets some proof. Where's the proof that this product is what they say this product is? Well, they selling frankincense or sandalwood. Let's take sand. If they selling sandalwood, real sandalwood, for about $5 a pound, that's not. I don't believe that's sandalwood. It's diluted.
I agree with you there. It's very expensive.
It is. It is. And most of these plants now, herbs, plants, however you want to define them, they are increasing. Because I went back to look at geranium recently. I'm like, wow, it wasn't that price. You know why? Supply and demand.
mm-hmm.
And plus profit.
Absolutely. So yeah, so it's havenresearchcenter.com. In fact, I can throw that in the chat.
Yes, please.
Thank you.
If I do it right, it only works if you
So
put it in
Nicole,
properly.
you express like you've been there.
A little bit, yes. And the
Okay.
advice that you're giving, which is excellent advice, I've been advised to do the same. You got to do your research. You got to
Yeah.
check out the ratings of the manufacturer. You want to know the resource, what country. It's very detailed.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
And certain spots will help you with it. If you want to know any documentation, scientific, they got it out there. NIH is one, National Institute of Health. I like
Yes, yes,
Healthline, because Healthline will give you two versions. It'll give you the layman's version, and if you want to know more, they have the scientific. They back it up
yes. And I
scientifically.
always do my research with inquiring about scientific,
Yeah,
being
yeah.
the primary word first.
Yeah, and you got to read the scientific one because my sister said, well, they said that tea tree oil is not good for men. And I'm like, I said, let me look at this study. The study was one study where they used three boys.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And see what I'm saying? So that's makes it hard. No.
Yes, I've read a lot of studies and it's very detailed work.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
But I
So,
will be reaching out to you.
girl, you got an A
Absolutely.
already. You got an A already. Tell me you done some research.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
And
Yeah.
then the other thing that you mentioned was the um software.
Oh yeah, the manufacturing stuff. That's my baby. I've been
Mhm.
dreaming for this for years when I used to work with another company. And they did have, and they started developing software. But that software was like 200 something $1,000, a quarter of a mil. Yeah. It was real expensive. Even though the food company I work with, they had SAP. You may have heard that by now, SAP. Um, but there's a software that we found that could do it at a cheaper price, more economical. Let me put it this way: it's more economical. So when we're looking at different software, there's a couple of them, and this will give you the answer that you want. If you do it correctly and stuff, you want to know where did you send that product to. You can just punch in the code number. We'll show you how to do it. We set you up, and you find out exactly where that product was sold. This is the selling point, really, for you to get into the company, or a buying point for somebody who will buy from you and say, look, you know, I have my product is traceable. You see
Right.
that on TV almost every day with food. Trust me, there's a lot going on in that food industry too. So you want to make sure that you are in compliance. You're just like that or equal to or better than. Don't get me preaching here, but go ahead.
No, I don't want to eat, but I do want to go say not confirm, but I want to double up on what you said is
Mhm.
this is when it's traceable, that means if you have product, whether you're selling it to other salons, whether you're selling it to beauty supply, that if something happens and there's a
Mhm.
problem, you don't have to take everything, recall everything. You can
No.
recall it based on the batch that has those raw ingredients in it specifically so that you're not, it doesn't kill your whole, all the sales that you made or all the
Definitely.
product that you have out there. And the other
Exactly.
thing is it helps you find problems more easily because it does not only traces where you sent it, but traces what came in. So,
Yes. Yeah.
you buy something from one vendor and something from another vendor, or you buy, excuse me, two batches from a vendor, you can identify which batch went into which product.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
very good. And when she says economical, depending on what you're doing, I think we figured if you really do it, you could do it like $100 a month. And we've been looking
Mhm.
at software like this for years. And when we talk
Yeah.
tens of thousands of dollars for this type of software.
Oh yeah.
So the company is actually out of Canada and the software was created for the food industry. So we're studying it. Like she said, we're studying other softwares as well. But this one in particular is converting from, or they're depending on Margaret to help them convert from food to cosmetic so
Mhm.
they can get into drugs and cosmetics. And so um, with their dependence on her, we're hoping we can pass on not only just awareness, but some savings on to people in the industry.
Yeah, and if you have your company and it would help you get your company into the big companies,
Right.
like the Walmarts if you want that or whatever company you want to get. Say, but look, our product is trace. You have the same format as a major company.
That's how Shea Moisture got into Target,
Mm-hmm.
and which was the launch pad for them going to the astronomical growth
Oh,
that
okay.
they have now. But that is how that um they did a meeting with some influencers way back
Mm-hmm.
when they started,
Mm-hmm.
and Richard Lou told us that that was how they were able to get into Target in the first place, and other companies were not. This was before the whole natural hair boom in these stores, is because they had systems that were compatible with Target, so Target they could easily
Easily get into.
work and roll in there. Yep. And that was a launch pad, not just for Shea Moisture, but for, as you know now, I mean, natural hair products at Target. That's like a huge section in
Oh
their
yeah.
in their personal care items. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we're a little excited about it.
Yeah.
I see we had a couple of more people jump on. I mentioned earlier that we're going to be partnering with Atlanta Black Chamber. So I hope Morale can say a couple of words. Morale, are you able to talk to us today? If not, you can just drop something in the chat.
Yes, hello team. Hi there. Yes, good morning to you all.
Hey,
Yes, I'm Morello Kane, and I'm sorry I am in the salon, but I will drop some information in the chat, but wanted to verbally just say happy 2025 to you all.
thank you. Thank you. Yeah, and we'll look for that information in the chat. Appreciate it. And Happy New Year to you too. All right. And Miss Taylor. Oh, Miss Taylor out of Houston. I didn't mention our Houston club. I mentioned Cincinnati. Miss Taylor, are you able to speak to us today?
Hey, hey, hey. Happy New
Hey,
Year to everybody.
Happy
How are
New Year.
you?
Happy New Year.
Hey, Tan.
Well, I just dropped in because I'm a partial caregiver to my mother. So I was trying to get her together with her boiled eggs before she goes out for dialysis. So what did I miss? I know I heard Margaret
Yes.
talking about the software, and that is dynamic.
Mhm.
Um, I think 2025 is our year, ladies. If I have anything to say, it's our year. I know I say
Yeah.
this every year, but this year the ground is fertile, the seeds are planted, and this is the water that we need today in order to get started.
And can you tell us a little bit about what's good in Houston? I know you're our chair of our club. And I know we have something coming up here in this month.
Okay, so this month, what we have going on is a basically a meeting of the minds. We do have our own Chamber of Commerce here in Houston, and we're actually trying to collab with other like-minded individuals for grant writing purposes so that we can get locticians, natural hair stylists, up and coming, and those who are vets. We can extend those opportunities to them in order to be successful without going broke trying to build their businesses. There is money out there, there is money available, but we just have to find out. We have to use the GPS, if you will, and get into the right vehicle in order to get those resources. So I'm excited about that.
All right. And we're looking at like she said, like the chambers and other local entities in the Houston area. So that there'll be people that you can talk with, meet with, collaborate with for those who are local to the Houston area. And we'll be doing things like that, like I mentioned earlier, in Northwest Atlanta and our Atlanta club. And of course, we're working with Morale and the Atlanta Black Chambers as well. So we're super excited about this year. So all of these events coming up will be on our event calendar. The Rising Stars in our clubs will be on our clubs page. So the Rising Stars information will be on the clubs page. We're having the first meeting today, which is open Like this meeting is going to be open to all members and non-members, but moving forward, it'll be for club members, and all members can easily join the club. You just hit join. There's no extra fee or anything to join the club. It just gives us a place where we can all share and put information that's all on the same topic. And then those people who are not part of the membership, if they just want to be a part of the Rising Stars, we will have it listed on our events page and on Eventbrite, and there'll be a fee for those people. But anybody who is a member, no issue. You just the links in the club on the club page, and you'll be able to join. And I'll drop the link in chat for today's meeting as well. Today's meeting is at 12:30. Moving forward, the meetings will be at 11:30. Is that correct, Gigi? Jeanette?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
Clarification, is that Eastern Standard?
That is Eastern Standard Time. I just messed up out my little time today trying to send you guys you guys notification. I don't know why I put 11. Like you all aren't ahead of us. But thank you, Mickey, for letting me know. I missed it completely. But I just dropped the Zoom link in, and that's today at 12:30. So if you
And
guys
that is,
have even more time to hang out with us, 12:30, 11:30 Central Time, 12:30 Eastern Time.
and it meets monthly?
Yes, monthly. Every month will have a different topic. Jamila, I see you looking. You still working? Yeah, I see you. All right. Ooh, what's going on here? Oh, okay. So, like I said at the beginning, this is open conversation. So if anybody has any questions, anything else they want to share that they have coming up this year, you can ask them. Those of you guys who aren't able to speak, you can drop them in the chat. Or if anybody just has any comments, like Miss Taylor, just encouraging us, letting us know this is going to be the best year ever. We are open. The floor is now open.
Well, I guess I'll throw something in there. I feel like right now, especially like we're 25 years into this century for anybody who's old enough to remember like Y2K. It's like, yes, it's like I can't believe it. But I think it's time that we shift like the way that we think as far as like becoming a six-figure business owner, that it's more of a necessity now than ever. Than it has been more of a luxury, or that's for other people, or I can't do that in my market, or that type of thing. But I think with the cost of doing business and the cost of living, that it's like we've got to shift our mindsets. And so I would love to know like the challenges you guys are seeing that the hairstylists, the, braiders, locticians, everybody, what are the challenges that you're seeing in the industry? Because I feel like there's a lot of pieces that are missing. I've been on a lot of the boards and stuff, like on Facebook in the different groups with questions coming up, and it's like, wow, there's so much we don't know that we need to know to really make this work, where we're not doing 3 part-time jobs to try to keep a suite open. And, there's just so many different pieces. So I'd love to hear from any of you guys, what you guys are seeing in the marketplace as far as challenges.
So I'll tell you, Mickey, one of my biggest challenges is because there's such a shifting of the younger workforce now that are coming into, it's a little different mentality than what, was currently used to. And so just kind of getting them acclimated into training everything, customer service, this and other. And then the salon suite industry is huge right now. And people, everybody wants to be a boss, but like not a lot of people want to be employees, or go through that transition of learning how to, serve others before you can actually, so that's been my biggest challenge, like just kind of employee retention and training them, having the time and set you to train and yeah, work-life balance too, you know, that's a big challenge.
Okay.
I totally concur with you. I
Mhm.
experienced the same thing.
Mhm.
Listening to what you're saying, social media also has played a very large role. And I'm learning because a lot of us are seniors in the business. There's a lot of things that I personally am not willing to do. But I see the younger stylists are getting a lot of attention because there's a lot of extra going on the side, the professional portion of what we are trained to do. But what you were saying with the industry shifting with all these suites, no one wants the open salon booth rent concept. I was sharing with Elaine, and it's wonderful to hear Kimona, that you have, you know, stylists, even though, yes, we have a high turnover, but that's nice to hear. And it's hard to get people in and want to create a team. Everybody wants to be a boss, like you said. And coming right out of school, you can't do that without building a clientele. But it's
Right.
hard to get that mindset to where, you know, you got to crawl before you walk. So that's been one of my biggest challenges, trying to expand and expecting the best, but even going into 3 years, I have yet to fill booths.
Mm.
I have something to chime in on if you guys don't mind. I hear everybody saying something and I have to chime in and say a couple of things. I used to be a public school teacher, a biology teacher in high school. One of the trends as to why this may be happening, as to why everybody wants to be a boss, is because of the me phase, the microwave season, the self-directed learning that was input into where
Yes.
we are now, getting us ready for the social media experience. Even going back to the teaching methodologies and the whole teaching cycle, you know, you had that introduction, you had the guided practice, but then the bulk of the teaching structure was independent practice. And it just left a little time for reflection. And it's basically evolved to, okay, let the kids discover on their own. That was because they were preparing the children of today or the adults of today for social media. I said all that to say this. I also heard someone say, you know, I can't get people, you know, I'm having some challenges with getting people in, you know, paying booth rent, et cetera, et cetera. From the sound of things, because I'm not looking at anybody, but we are getting into our silver years. So I think that, as Mickey said before, and I've spoken with her, she's coached me for some years. So shout out to Mickey Wright. I think we need to shift our paradigm focus to moving farther away from the chair. What that means is basically, if they want to get their own salons, fine. I think what is going to make money for you is your brand. If they get taught under your brand, if they pay you to learn under your brand and they branch out, then they can use your brand name to say, hey, I learned under, you know, Juanita's House of Natural Hair. And I'm just putting something out there. And that gives them credibility, but it also gives you credibility because that's going to send people back to you. I think the magic word, and I'm going to let this conversation go and give it to somebody else, but I think the magic word for 2025 is niche. What is your niche?
Mhm.
Because a lot of times what you're noticing is what we have to do is bridge the gap. We have to bridge the gap in between old school and new school to say, hey, I see you building a bridge with some other type of material and it's solid for you, but let me show you this way so you could be hybrid. What I mean by that is very simple. Use social media like they're doing right now. They're on all the time. And I see them because I'm on social media myself. I'm an old young person. So I'm seeing them on social media. Watch me, look at me, look at me, look at me, watch me, see me, see me. Okay, cool. Okay, I'll watch you, I see you. But I'm also going to teach you the game so you can move from point A to point B. I'm antisocial, so I don't want a lot of people in my space. So that's fine. But I'm gonna teach you what you need to know. Be free, young tender.
Mhm.
Go and be fruitful, but pay me before you leave. All right, that's my 2 cents.
Thank you.
Amen.
Love it.
know you put the question out there, Mickey. I didn't know if you had any feedback for people or if you just collecting collecting data.
Well, it's like a little bit of both, I guess. And it's like with I have like another question from the question from the answers, I guess. With the people that are coming in, I love what you shared, Tan, as far as, they want to be seen, they want to be heard, they want to be their own boss. They've been in independent learning situations and, what was it? Everybody gets a prize because they showed up kind of thing. But I'm wondering what you see, is it Kimona? With the people that are coming in, like the people you even meet with, what is their motivation or why are they there? There are suites, they don't have to come and meet with you at all, but what are they saying, thinking, or what have you that seems to be the big gap between where you are and where they are?
Yeah. So a lot of the times, I've noticed that I've become more of a teaching salon. So a lot of the times they come and they start off, I get them, and they're learning a lot. I don't have a lot of luck finding experienced stylists that have, been in the game for a while and, that can help build the shop and add, more value to the shop. So I've definitely become more of a teaching salon. And then once they get skills and, learn these things, then, a lot of them want to branch out on their own. And that is what I want, if that's what they want, but it's still like that constant turnover. Your clients see that and they think that it's, a part of, well, she's got a high turnover. Every time I come here, it's a different stylist, and and it affects your client. The people that are coming into your shop. They want to stay with the same people, and so, but they don't understand. Like, it's part of the industry, it's part of the business. So, like, just kind of retaining, those clients, and then a lot of times too, I have a bigger demand, the clients, than I do have stylists. So
Right.
that is a big part of it too, because I lose clients because I can't get them in. So that answered your question.
Yeah.
Okay. Mhm, mhm.
Yeah, and I'm wondering if they even understand. It's like you've already created the demand. It's like
Right.
it could be
Uh-huh.
busier faster with you than
Mhm.
trying to
Yeah.
rev up
Yeah.
the engine by themselves. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. And a lot of times though, I do have people that go out and then they come back to me when
Yes.
they
right,
go out on their own and they come back and it's not as easy as and I always keep the door open for them too,
right.
so that yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's fabulous. I guess, just as far as what I would say is starting with some clarity as
Mhm.
far as like what we want and what, anyone working with us may want, I think is always the key. And
Mhm.
having those open lines of communication and finding out what people's motivation is before starting, because we can't motivate anyone except ourselves.
Mhm.
We
Mhm.
can only inspire. And a lot of times I find like, from the owner perspective, it's like we're trying to pull people to the water. It's
Yeah.
like, no, if they don't want the water already, it's not going to work. Even if you get them over there, they're still not going to drink it. So it's
Mhm.
finding the people that want to play your game
Mhm. Mhm.
and then having some conversations as far as the benefits of working with you versus what they're going to find, working independently. So it's like they have a choice, but it's like to make sure they understand the choices on both sides. A lot of times I find we don't share enough benefits as far as what we offer and then what they're going to make versus, one versus the other. A lot of times they'll actually be in a better position working with you. The trajectory of their whole career will go faster and further versus starting out independent. So I hope some of that's helpful.
It is. It is very helpful. Thank
I
you.
have
Yeah.
a huge case of deja vu. I'll say this real quick and I'll let you speak to that. when at one of our early meetings years ago when we were just starting. Some of you guys who are in the Atlanta area remember we used to meet at the condo I used to live in, right?
Yes.
And we had a very, very similar conversation, and it was local salon here, Two Groovy Salon, same thing. And the owner, Robin Gruber, was also the educator there. It was a teaching salon. I don't know if it became a teaching salon like Kimona saying because it had to be, or if that was the initial plan, but it was a teaching salon. And what Robin said was that you have to, and she didn't use these words, I just wrote it down. You plan for the turn, right? So in your best person, you got it. And this was, shoot, how long we been doing this? This is like 10 years, over 10 years ago. It's gonna then at that time average consensus average was 3 years you could keep a good stylist, and that's probably not even close today, but 3 years was the time there. And she had the same thing. They come, they go, they be like, oh no, it's cold out there, I need to come back come back in. But her thing was just planning for the turn. Like you can't work on what should be as much
Right.
as what the reality is, right?
Mm.
And she did have some tactics which I'll share with you. I know we're short on time, but I'll make sure I reach out to you. With a couple of those, I'll just shoot you a quick email. But yeah, and I say that to say I'm still working with them today, and it's the same.
Mhm.
I mean, so and that's the salon's been here 20 years. It's a staple. Been here 20 years. They do really well. They have like 20 stylists, but it's and some of the they just brought in like about 3 or 4 that were stylists talking about, yeah, I used to be back here. They were there 10 years ago, and they're proud of it. They went out, but they knew they had to come back home. So it's a process, but the fact that you have the number of salon stylists you have, and the fact that they do come back, I mean, your foundation is amazing.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Jeanette.
Yeah, no, yeah, I agree with that. I guess I'm a teaching salon too, but I had to come to the realization I have one side suite and one side commission, and but I realized, once they graduate, some could rent my suite, but if I don't, it's like understanding your numbers. Wh- how much money do you need to operate the business, and how to keep that flow going, and understanding you are the marketing aspect and the teaching aspect is the foundation of the teaching salon for me. So come to realization of that and understanding how how I need to focus on managing the turnover and not taking personal,
Mhm.
but
Mhm.
part of the process. I was young at that same age, and I look at myself, I vision big. When I was young, I say, hey, I want to have my own salon. And then coming to realization is like, I cannot do all these things by myself.
Mhm.
I need somebody to help me do my social media. So even I do hair within my salon, I'm not gonna do a suite because it's not helpful. I like my peace, and I like
Mhm.
home is turned off when I'm done. So I try to explain to them, from my perspective, you know, which way to choose and what works best for them. And I don't take it personal, but it is what it is.
And Tan said something that's probably really big, and you kind of hit on it too, Jeanette, is your brand. You're selling your brand to your client and to your stylist, because that's one of the things that makes them come back. So, and it's also one of the things that helps you retain your clientele. Is being is making sure that you're selling your brand. So even in your stylist leaves, like I worked with Urban Bella Salon. Now Urban Bella Salon doesn't exist anymore, but Urban Bella products exist. And the stylists that work for Urban Bella still sell Urban Bella products because their clients won't use anything else, right? So making sure that you're that you understand how how much a strong brand is going to help you with both client and stylist retention. It's 5 minutes after the hour, but I don't want to, if anybody had anything else they need to get off their chest or anything else they wanted to share, I wanted to keep the conversation going if necessary. And if not, we will call it a day either way.
And thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank
thank you.
Thank
It's a
you,
great
everybody.
conversation.
Thank you so
Mhm.
much.
And I will see some of you guys here in a little while at 12:30 Eastern time, 11:30 Central time.